And we're live. Okay, so this meeting is really basically me ranting about a few things, mostly the Hexayurts and Shiftpods, but I want to just cover a few other important details that many people might have forgotten or don't understand the importance of. So the most important thing for everyone to do to camp with us is to go through this welcome document and really attack it. Like spend like an hour attacking this document. There's so much information in there, and it explains it links you to the Telegram, which it seems like everyone did. It explains how to do the do's, and everyone, even if you are working really hard for the camp, everyone has to donate to the art car. This is because it's a huge undertaking, and this is like a requirement. Also, when you're donating to the art car, it's really important that you actually fill out your profile on Giveth, because we are going to take the picture that you use in your name and we're going to make a little board so that everyone can know who is who in the camp. And that way we can we can avoid those weird awkward, like, oh, what was that guy's name again? And you just go to the board and look at it, right? And it's really nice. So please please put a picture up there that is like your face and your name. And then the other piece that's really important is this form right here. This form is what I use to organize everyone. You're not in our camps unless you filled out this form. This is just how we're doing it. It's not that long of a form. It does require that you actually have completed some of these things, but please fill out this form so I can stay organized. There's 120 people, so I can't do it. The other thing is that if the dues are too much, I do have roles. There's not very many of them left, but I do have some roles that I can. If you need a reduction in dues, we can we can figure something out and do kind of a work trade, because it is kind of expensive. But if you have the money, it's a pretty posh camp, and we are doing a lot of stuff. So please don't be shy to pay the dues. And then the other thing, just to get it going and get it started, is bikes. Bikes are pretty easy. It's a pretty simple form. It's quite the service that we've offered every year. This is the last year that we're offering it, and now we're going. This is like a hybrid year where we're working with another person to offer it. So it's really cool. So it's also a really short form. You just say, "Hey, I want a bike," and then understand all the details around it, and then we'll bring you a bike to the playa. So really nice service. But yeah, that's it. Does anyone have any questions about those specific things, specifically dues, the form, or bikes? No? Okay. Well, that's easy then. Bikes and all that jazz that are really easy. Okay, so I'm going to share screen again, and let's get into Hexayurts. Okay. Oh, I guess one other thing, tickets. A lot of you probably don't have tickets. I don't know anyone who didn't end up with a ticket to Burning Man that committed to going. I do know people who got in the car, drove to Burning Man, and didn't have a ticket, but once they got there, they ended up with one. And this is just like how it works every year. There are so many tickets. There are tickets I can't give away every year that come to our network and hey, does anyone need a ticket? And it's crickets, because everyone got their ticket that week. So it's like the week before Burning Man. There are so many tickets available. So don't be scared. And if you really put in the commitment, you register for the OMG sale, which is happening in I think around 10 days. We have to register for it. It's the last sale. If you like spam Facebook and Twitter all through, like starting now all the way through, I promise you'll get a ticket. And if some reason you don't get a ticket, I will refund the dues and you can get your money back. But like, and we'll work things out. But it's really not something you have to worry about. And tickets are hard, but they come. So, can everyone hear me okay? And see the screen?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, cool, great. So I just posted a link in the chat to the Hexayurt sheet. It's probably easiest to just look in the sheet, but you can also follow along while I'm sharing screen. But it's really also, I think it'd be a lot easier for everyone if they just dove into the sheet and played with it a little bit, because it's not like it's not something you can break. There's a lot of things that are locked down. Most of the cells you can't change. I can change them, but you can only edit certain ones. So the first thing to talk about are the different options. So the first one is a Hexayurt. These Hexayurts, they've been offered by Naked Hearts Lead, and they're amazing. They're 6 feet tall, and they're huge, right? They're a little more expensive, but they're really easy to share as well, and it's a really nice Hexayurt. I'm not gonna lie. The other options are Shiftpods. So I'm buying a fuck ton of Shiftpods. The goal is for this to become a way to reduce dues for the camp, so that we can rent these every year for people that are coming from Europe, or people that don't have like an easy way to bring their own tent or anything like that, or they just want to live it up. They can rent one of these, and all of the money that is raised by renting these over the many years will go straight into the camp. It's a non-profit service that just reduces dues. And it's pretty posh. We have some really cool options. So like there's the Shiftpods this year. They came out with a Shiftpod XL and tunnels. And so what we can do is we can actually, well, maybe I'll just start with, let's go to the bottom of the sheet, and we'll start with the mini before I get in, and we'll work our way up. So the Shiftpod Mini is just, it's 4 sides. It's not it's not a hexagon, and it's a really nice pop-up tent that takes very little time to set up. It's relatively travel friendly. I think it's like it's less than 50 pounds for sure, and you can just carry it around. But it pops up into a nice little tent where you can have a queen size bed and have a little space on the side and a little space in the front. It's probably better with a twin size bed, but you know, if there's 2 of you, it'll work, and it's super cheap. You can buy it or rent it from us. If you rent it, the naked price is is $440, 440 Dai, so it's super cheap. If you want to buy it, it's in total 690 Dai, and we bring we require that everyone have we're going to give everyone lights, a garbage can, and electricity that does this. So and we add that in. There's a little bit of extra cost there. It's non-negotiable. We're just doing it. I'm sorry. But because it's worth it. Like, it's nice to have lights and electricity. And the garbage can is so that you know, we don't make a mess inside of the thing, especially if you're renting. Did someone have a question? Okay, so yeah, and then we have a bunch of other amenities that I'll talk about later. But in general, just know you can rent it or you can buy it, and it's it's $690 right now. It's $740 after the 15th, because I have to pay a giant bill on the 15th for these Hexayurts. So I'm trying to gather money so that we can pay that bill. So basically, if you sign up in the next 2 days, you get a $50 discount on all of these things, whether you're buying or renting. The Shiftpod 2 is much larger. Shiftpod 2s are 12 feet at the longest length, and you can fit 2 queen size mattresses in them if you wanted to share. The price to buy it is $14.60, and this is basically the same price as it is online. Plus, we're going to bring it down to you, and then you just have to take it away. I think to rent it, it's the same. And yeah, it's a really nice thing. Both the Shiftpod 2s and the Shiftpod Minis will have the option of AC or evaporative cooling, and we have like we have a really nice setup. Oh, Shiftpod 2 to rent, I think, is $1,060 to rent a Shiftpod 2. But then there's a deposit. So for all of these things, we have, if you're renting it, there's a refundable deposit. And then if you're buying it, obviously, you don't need a deposit. So now, what's really cool this year that they've never had before, it's a little bit of an experiment, is what we're calling the Villa. And so the Villa is the Shiftpod XL, which is a giant Shiftpod. It costs like $2,000 or whatever, but it has 6 doors in it. One door is a giant door that would be like a communal entrance. The other doors all are the exact same as a Shiftpod 2 door, and they sell these tunnels. And with the tunnel, you can actually connect the Shiftpod 2 to the XL, or you can even connect 2 Shiftpod 2s together and have like a double Shiftpod. So we offer both of those. The tunnels are not explicitly in here, but if you wanted just like a Shiftpod 2 and a tunnel, I can do that in the sheet. But what we are hoping is to get like 2 or 3 of these villas where we have like one Shiftpod XL and then 4 or 5 Shiftpod 2s connected to it. So it'd be super cool for like a group that's traveling together, or like a bunch of friends. I know I'm going to try to put one together with like Joey and some of the other crew. And then so there should be 2 others that are open that we can have like a little cluster. And then the center room can be like a living room where you can walk in and you can like hang some clothes and have like inside area that's dust free for whatever. You can also have your own entrance to the Shiftpod 2 in the back. So you can have a private entrance and a public entrance through like a big living room. So those are the 3 main options. Does anyone have any questions about that? No?
Yeah, I got a question.
Yeah.
So if I'm looking to buy my own Shiftpod, should I just buy it through you, or should I just go to the website and buy my own?
You should definitely buy it from us. We are the exact same price as the website, but then we can guarantee that you will have to worry about the shipping and all of that. If you are buying a Shiftpod online, we will not like bring it down. Like, I'm just gonna say that right now. Like, we're just not gonna bring it down for you. If you already owned it, then cool, maybe, but it's gonna be like $100 or something, because we are trying to do this bulk thing, and we're making sure the price is the same as the prices online. And so like we're kind of taking this risk of like buying a bunch of them. So I really hope if you want to buy a Shiftpod, you just buy it from us. It's the same price as online, and you don't have to deal with any of the static, and we'll bring it down for you. Let's see. But of course, if you're going on your own and you already have a Shiftpod or whatever, bring your Shiftpod. We have a huge shade structure that you can put it under, and you just have to tell us because these things are, we're assuming everyone is bringing a normal tent unless they tell us differently. So if you have a big tent, in the forms, there's a space for that. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, so let's go through this form one column at a time. So let's say that I just want a normal Shiftpod 2. So the first thing I will do is I will put my name here. We'll say Jimmy. My name's Jimmy. And my email is jimmy@email.com. Hooray, right? And then these rows I skip because there's nothing to do here. These are all auto-filled. The first row that you have to worry about, it's labeled number 1 right here up at the top. It's whether or not you're buying it. If you want to buy it, you can say, yeah, I want to buy the Shiftpod 2. Or you can say, yeah, I want to buy a Shiftpod 2 and a tunnel. Or yeah, I'm buying a Shiftpod mini. Or yeah, I just want to buy a tunnel, or no. So this guy's not going to buy a Shiftpod 2. Notice the deposit just all of a sudden pops up. How cool. So here's the price of a Shiftpod 2 is $10.60. It's not a villa, so I can leave that there. If it was a villa, you would say whether or not it's going to be a 5-person villa, a 4-person villa, or a 3-person villa. If you don't know, just you can just say like 4-room villa, like that's the default, and we'll try to put people together that want to share a villa. Then the next is the setup style. Now this is where the biggest questions are. Naked includes lights, a garbage can, and electricity. We just require that. Like, we don't want people. We need to make sure that there's a place for you to put your garbage and that you have bags and all that stuff. Just because we're renting it, and so we're incentivized along that. And then we want to give everyone electricity and lights because, well, I slept in a Hexayurt last year. Then I got naked and it didn't have lights, and then I just never put up lights, and it was kind of lame. So I'm hoping that you guys are cool with us putting up some LEDs and all that stuff. But if you're not, you can always take them down. It's not that crazy. Homey, actually Joey has a document that I think it's like, I think it's done. There it is. So I'll share this document. It's not totally done, but it does have most of the details here. So I'm putting it in the link in there, and I'll also just put it in the Telegram chat. There is a go away. So there is a lot of stuff that goes into each of these different style. So if you want to have it homey, then it includes carpet, a bedside table, a rope around the ceiling, and then air filters on all the windows. So that's really nice because then you can open the window, let in light, but not let in dust. The rope around the ceiling also comes with hangers. So the rope around the ceiling will allow you to hang clothes, and it's very compact, easy shelving solution, or and it's really nice, especially in the mini, not to have a closet thing. And then little bedside table, which is actually just a little tote with a tapestry over it, so it's also storage. And then carpet, so that you can have that nice homey feel. None of this is it's too hard to organize everyone's individual choices, so it's really, you just have to kind of go with one option or the other. And so that's homey. And then plush is everything, like the carpet, the bedside table, all this stuff in homey. Plus we're gonna include a mirror, a pee funnel for the ladies, and a clothing rack, welcome mats outside, a camping chair that can be outside or inside, some extra lighting, extra pillows will kind of make it nice inside, and probably a fan. Well, actually, the fan, yeah, I think you'll get a fan, but you would get a fan for free if you get an evap cooler. So I don't know. Things are a little still up in the air on exactly how we do evap cooling. Yeah.
Griff, can you please say some more detail about what exactly is a pee funnel?
Yeah, so pee funnels are really nice. They allow girls to pee in bottles, basically, or stand up and pee in a urinal. And it's really nice for Burning Man if you don't want to leave the tent and like go hunt down a bathroom, to be able to just pee in like, a wide mouth thing for a girl. So we include that in such. And we're buying them. They're specifically made for a pee funnel. Like,
okay.
We're not making them or something. Like at Burning Man, sometimes they have pee funnel camps that are just like a cup with a straw coming out the bottom. These are a little more serious pee funnels.
What is the peeing situation like if you don't have a pee funnel, just out of curiosity for ladies?
Well, you generally, I'll tell you, a lot of people at Burning Man just pee in buckets, or for a guy, it's way easier. But it's just such a hassle to have to go all the way to the bathroom sometime from your tent. So some people just have like a Home Depot bucket that they'll pee in with a lid. I prefer water jugs and stuff like that. That's why I'm a big fan of the pee funnel. But if you need to go to the bathroom and you don't have a bucket or something to pee in, you got to leave the tent and walk, a block or two to get to the bathroom. So.
Gotcha. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, for sure. And then Opulent, Plush, I think. I mean, it says it in the Shiftpod sheet. So Plush is $550 on top of the naked price, and then Opulent is $1,200. And Opulent is just ridiculous. I don't know, like only if you really just feel like having a beautiful place and like really glamping, then like this is like basically everything we could imagine that you would ever want in a home. So it's like extra headlamps, USB charging bank, like toiletry bags, a whole lot of decorations, an extra camping chair, speaker, like music setup, better lighting, a nicer clothes rack, like a nicer bed. Like everything will be the best of the best. More carpets, and just like we're gonna make this thing as nice as we can. And I just don't know why anyone would get Opulent. I wouldn't recommend it. But if you're just like, crypto, you just feel like throwing in, this is your one event a year and you want to have it really nice, then you can do it. The only reason we have this option is because last year there were a few people who took that option from our Hexayurt vendor. So figure if people want it, then we can do it. And the camp will benefit for sure. So that's the setup style. Any other questions on that?
I have a question. I don't know if it's like, I mean, I'm obviously a Burning Man noob, so this is a little embarrassing, but what is the biggest difference, I guess, between just doing a tent situation versus doing a shift pod or something? Like, if you're going to get a tent and by the time you get it out there, it's going to end up costing, whatever, a couple $100 anyway for an extra 100, 150, whatever. Is it recommended to do the shift pod, or is it kind of the same? Doesn't really matter.
The shift pod is like really made for Burning Man. It's basically airtight. So you don't have dust coming in at all. Most tents aren't really, they have like a mesh or whatever to let in, air flow and stuff. With the shift pod, you have a really beautiful, perfect setting. The only challenge with the Shiftpod is I highly recommend some sort of cooling option because it is airtight. So then it can get kind of hot in there, even though we have this huge shade structure. But if you are, happy to just, if you are happy to just do a tent, like there's not really much of a problem with tents. They're great, we have a shade structure for you, and it's pretty easy. But I will say, if you have the extra money, a Shiftpod is the classy way to go. And yeah, they look like spaceships, and they're
Not the classy way to go, the best way to go, basically.
What?
Not the classy way to go, the best way to go.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
my first year, I stayed in a tent, and it was a warm year, so I was pretty miserable. I couldn't sleep in past 9 a.m. Last year, I went classy and got not a shift pod, but I got a yurt, and it was the best decision I ever made because I could go to bed at any time by just flipping on my AC. So that's my 2 cents on it. And you definitely want to sleep. You definitely want to get a lot of sleep there. And if you can't sleep during the day, then you're pretty much miserable for the rest of the day.
yeah. I mean, it's really nice. Like, even with our shade, it's just too hard to sleep during the day. It's hot, so it's really nice to have a Shiftpod or a Hexayurt, but you have to team it with cooling. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. Like, you need to bring your own evaporative cooler, or you need to jump into our system because it's airtight. It will do better than a tent. Like, it'll get you a little bit further, but it's still not. It's still worth like being able to sleep in the middle of the day. So setup style, I think Jimmy's going with homey. Are you looking to share with other people? So, like, if you want to share, I don't think you should share a mini unless it's a couple. It would be a little tight in there because you can only really fit. You could fit 2 twins and maybe have a little hallway, but I wouldn't recommend it. But for Shiftpod 2, it's more than enough space to share. And obviously, the Hexayurts have a lot of space. We were putting 3 twin beds in them last year, but you could even put 3 queens if you wanted to. Like, it's a pretty huge space. The Shiftpod 2, I would say that, I would put like, 2 couples in there max, but ideally even just two people who aren't couples, or maybe 1 couple and a third wheel. But come on, like, unless you guys play that, like, have fun with that, then it's probably better to just have your own room. And then, so yeah, if you want to share, what we'll do is we'll find the people who want to share and try to connect people together and not waste the space. The next one, which is column M, is do you want AC or evaporative cooling? So for Shiftpods, we can actually share 1 AC. So AC is really expensive out there because of the power. Electricity is really expensive on the playa. So we actually have to pay a lot of money for the infrastructure to bring the power there. And just for having an AC, we pay a extra $300 to Naked Heart just for that AC, right? And then we still have to pay for the power on top of it. So we end up charging $600 for AC. But if you have 1 AC and we duct it to 2 Shiftpods, then it's only $300. If you get a Hexayurt, the Hexayurts have like a hole that's just for the AC. So we can't really share that AC. So you have to pay $600 just for 1 AC. And of course, Hexayurts, probably you could sleep in a Hexayurt without evap cooling or AC. Hexayurts have like do a really good job with insulation, and they're not completely airtight. They're pretty dust proof, but not perfectly airtight. So that allows for like the air to come in and out a little bit. But yeah, it's pretty nice. Like you don't necessarily need cooling at all, but we will provide. We can still provide. I think we can provide an evaporative cooling solution for the Hexayurts. But if you're going for a Hexayurt, I would highly suggest either no cooling or an AC. And I'm going to go with evap for the Shiftpod. Know what? Jimmy's feeling classy. We're going to share the AC. So beds with bedding. So, or actually, one other thing on the AC. So the price that we have for evaporative cooling is the highest price that we expect to pay. This would be like if everyone got their own fan and an evap cooler that we bought for each individual yurt and put it inside. I'm hoping that we can devise some way to be more efficient and have like either one evaporative cooler for a bunch, or maybe we have like one evap cooler for 3 or something like that. But we haven't like, we just can't know until we see how many people need evaporative cooling. So this price might go down. And this is a thing in general, is that I set the sheet up with the highest prices for everything. And if we can lower the prices, we will. So, and especially the evaporative cooling, I expect to lower the price, but I want to under promise and over deliver is the goal. But yeah, sharing AC. Any questions on AC and evap cooling?
So if you want to do the Shiftpod plus AC, it's if you want to rent one plus AC, it's how much? Sorry.
Well, so if we'll get there, we'll do these different things once I get done describing all the other options. There's only a few more, 2 more. So any other? Because we'll play with this sheet. I would suggest you come into the sheet right now, put your name in, and try to do this, and you will see exactly how much what option you want will cost.
What's like the cheapest option where you won't be miserable still?
I would say it's a Shiftpod Mini with evaporative cooling.
Cool.
And then, but there are 2 more options. So the other thing that you have to think about is a bed. Well, like, do you want a queen bed? Like, if you're a couple, you should get a queen, right? And it comes with, if you're getting a bed from us, it comes with a like full bedding thing, like, you know, comforter, sheets, pillows, and all that jazz. So it's basically like a bed in a hotel room, except it is an air mattress. Unless you have a Hexayurt, then it will be the bed. We just took these prices from the Hexayurt prices to keep everything simple. The price that David charges for a bed is the same as this, and he gives you a bed riser and like a foam pad thing, and it's a nice bed. They're both nice beds. The air mattress versus that, I would say they're about equivalent as far as like niceness. So this is like this number, the column N, number 6 is you pick if you want 1 queen, 2 queens, a queen and a twin, 3 twins, you know, whatever. And then it is kind of expensive just because we have to go get all the bedding. We have to, you know, the sheets will probably, and the air mattresses, you know, sometimes we worry about air mattresses making it for the next year. So we're being a little cautious with the bed prices. But like I said, I'm hoping that maybe we can lower those once we actually buy the beds and actually see what we have. And then there's a small floor couch with sheets. So this is another option. We have a link to a small couch that you can click in, what is it, O2, up here. And it's like a little floor pad, and we're going to provide sheets. And this is another option that would be cheaper than a full-on bed with like the comforter and everything. You can get that small floor couch, or we're also looking at a trifold couch that can be like a full mattress, and we would provide sheets for that as well. So this is like, if you want like a really nice sleeping bed that can fold into a couch, then you can use this. But we don't provide blankets, so you'd have to get your own blankets. But yeah, we would just put a bed sheet on top of this thing, and then when you're not using it, you can fold it into a couch and have space to hang out. So we have a small one, which would be just like a floor pad, and it would only, like, your legs would be hanging on the ground of the tent. But it's kind of cool. It'll fold up to a couch. And then a big couch where your full body is like laying down a really nice big pad. And then the last thing is when you pay. So if you pay right now, like if you guys do this weekend, I'll give you a $50 discount because I have a big bill to pay with David Braun for the Hexayurts, to reserve the 10 Hexayurts for the camp. So it's like 25 grand in PayPal. So we are taking PayPal money if you guys want to do that. Although I always recommend everyone pay with crypto because it's better. And normally you can also, you will get, it's just easier for us to do the deposit. No matter what, if we are sending money back to you, it's coming back in crypto. So if you reserve this with PayPal money, you will end up paying, you'll end up like with some money in PayPal, but you'll still need to give us an Ethereum address. You still need to go onto the Give It dApp and put in your picture and all that stuff and download MetaMask. You're going to have to do all that jazz anyway. But, you know, if you pay, it will return the deposit to you. Even if you put it in PayPal, we'll return it in DAI on Ethereum. And if you guys, as long as you reserve before July 25th, everything is cool. After that, things start to get a little scrambly, and we have to charge an extra 10%. And if you, and that's before August 10th. But if like you're a last minute addition or the last minute people that come in, we will probably have a couple extras. So, but it's going to be a scramble. So it's an extra 25% after that date. So after the 25th, it's an extra 10%. After the 10th of August, it's 25%. Okay, so let's see. How much did this end up as? So this ended up for Jimmy. Oh, I went into the wrong one. So it doesn't fill out until you say all the options. So I'm going to get a queen bed, and I'm not going to get a couch. And I'm going to pay before July 15th. So it's going to cost me $21.35 DAI. But this is a pretty classy setup. I got Homey and I got all this. If you want the cheapest option, you can go down here, Shiftpod Mini, right? You can say, I would suggest that you get evap cooling so you can sleep during the day, and it will cost $840 with a $300 refundable deposit. So it really costs $540, and it might even be cheaper because the evap cooling. I really hope I can bring that price down. If you're like, you know, if you have some money to spend and you want a nicer space, I definitely recommend the Shiftpod too, because it has way more space. It's just really nice. You know, it's like it's nice to have like a cool spot to hang out in, get dressed, you know, like, and feel like a little bit of home when after being out there in the desert for a while. So yeah. Any questions? I figure right now is like, oh, hey, Mom. My mom's here. If
Hey, I got a question, Griff.
yeah,
Where's the address to send a DAI to?
it's so you have to use the Give It dApp. So I'll show you how to do that. it's just like paying dues or paying for the art car. You need to go into beta.giveth.io. So everyone has to do this one, right? Which is the art car. So you donate here. You'll connect like this, right? And then you can donate, and you pick die, and you donate 100 or 50 or whatever, and then you donate, right? And if you are doing it for multiple people, you need to put the other person's address here and do it twice. For Hexayurts, you go to this campaign here, and all of this is in the how to pay dues in Dogecentral walkthrough. But where is it? There it is. So you go here, you click donate, you click die, and you say, okay, yeah, 690 or 840 or whatever. And then you put it in. But it's also really important that you go up here, go to profile, and you have to do all this stuff with MetaMask, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, you go to profile. Oh, yeah. So sometimes it bugs out because, like, if you're using a new account like I am right now, it says, oh, hey, you need like some money in your wallet. Well, I have it. It's written out there that you just have to wait a minute or two. Once you turn this into Rinkeby, it'll work. So then you can go up here and you put in your name. You can put in your email if you want, but what's really important is that you add a picture, you know. So because this picture will be used so that everyone knows who you are at Burning Man, and that's just a really nice thing. That Alexi is doing. He's going to put your face on a magnet, and you can take the magnet home with you too.
Hey, Griff.
Yeah.
I just had a question about the like the volunteering and stuff, and then how like the dues could be paid through that. I was just wondering like how much and what and stuff.
Everyone has to pay for the art car. Everyone has to put something in for the art car. Right. So that's just like the rules. Let's see. I'm gonna put this.
But for the so like I'm gonna help in Seattle as like a founding member, I guess, to help set up the week before and drive down. And
yeah.
Like what that constitute in terms of.
So for those things, we need to have individual discussions. Like if all you're doing is coming down and you're not taking any responsibilities, then you would get 1 point, and 1 point will reduce your dues to 600. And then the next, it's basically 1 point is worth $200 off dues, 200 DAI off dues.
Okay.
Unless you're a mom. If you're a mom, you get half off dues. So that's not.
I'm not yet a mom.
Oh, well, you have to be someone else's. You have to be a decentralized mom. It's not just any mom. But if you want more, if you want to reduce dues, you just need to have like an individual conversation, and we will like figure out how to. Like if you feel like you need a scholarship, then we'll give you a role that can reduce the dues. But these are individual.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. I'll message you individually then.
Perfect. And I really hope that other people take us up on that, because we have lots of roles. Like you can get free dues and even tickets reimbursed if you decide to be the takedown lead, right? So, any other questions or thoughts?
Hey Griff, I just want to say that any of the folks who are doing the roles thing and doing any change to what you're donating, I would love to make sure all of that's tracked in the roles sheet so that I can keep track of who's paid what and who gets what back.
Yeah, for sure. I have a little side sheet that I'm using too, Danny. So we'll coordinate on that.
Cool, thanks.
Any other questions on Shiftpods? Like, I feel like this is the moment, guys. Like, if you want to do this, you get a $50 discount, and you can have us help you. You know, so like, if you want to do this now and you want to pick your pod, like, open that spreadsheet and let's like just have a little workshop on it. So go ahead and dive in. Like, looks like Kirshner already did it. Also, Alexi already did it, although he didn't select AC.
Hey, Griff.
Yeah.
Is there, so I'm interested in doing the villa. Excuse me. I'm interested in doing the villa, but I want to find like two or like four other groups that might be interested in like making one big pod together. Is there a forum that is kind of meant to bring all these people together, or how should I go about that?
Well, this is that form.
Okay.
So if you put in your interest here, then we will match everyone together.
So for the villa, even if, so that price is my portion of the bigger villa fee?
Yeah.
Got it. Makes sense.
Yeah. Because it's, you get your own ship pod too.
Yep.
And the tunnel, and then you pay for, you know, it's slotted as a quarter of the big ship pod. But if you have 5 people, then you get a discount. And if you only have 3 people, then you have to pay.
Makes sense. So should I wait then until we know if there's a bigger group, like if we can get 5 smaller shift pod twos attached to pay, or should I just pay now and then?
If I would pay now, and the money goes into these smart contracts, and so and you actually still have, you can see exactly how your money is spent and all this stuff. So if it turns out that we don't have anyone who wants to do the villas, then we would just refund the extra and change your thing into a shift pod too.
Makes sense. Okay.
Because the other option is like, you know, if you find someone else who wants to combine a shift pod, we can just have a tunnel to 2 shift pods as well.
Gotcha.
So yeah, is anyone else filling out this sheet?
Sorry, if you said there was an interest section, or by interest did you just mean the different setup styles and stuff?
Different setup styles. What do you mean?
Okay, cool. I just thought if you're rooming with some strangers, it'd be cool to have like similar interests.
Yeah. No. We won't just like, it's not like a blind date or anything. We'll get you guys to talk to each other if you're doing the.
I want Ripple fans only.
Yeah, Ripple fans.
No, I'm joking.
Okay, I was gonna say you're gonna have a tough time, dude. This is the wrong camp.
Hey, it's Don here. I just want to give Griff a lot of praise here. This is no small feat. I'm just organizing everything. If we think just this one spreadsheet's difficult enough, imagine running the whole operation. So Griff, we love you, man, and really appreciate you just taking the helm here.
Thanks, Don. Thanks, man. Yeah. Well, and lots of praise down to the Doge card, man. That shit it's really coming together. All right, Kirka, while you're here, you want to give us an update on how all that is going? I think he's here, right?
Oh yeah, he's talking to somebody, I think.
Oh, okay. Nice. Let's see. Oh, So yeah, well, there's I'm surprised no one else, that many people are filling this thing out.
One question here. This like the $800 deposit.
I'm on mobile, sorry.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So the 750 like that's deposited earlier is different from like what you're doing here, right? It's just like a separate payment, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So every payment is separate. The bikes, they have their own place to pay. The dues have their own place to pay. The art car has its own place to pay, and the Hexayurts pods have their own place to pay.
Okay, got it.
But it's all through Giveth, of course. So, you end up with, and it's all traced. So you have one account and you're just paying for these different things. And there's a very detailed walkthrough the how to pay dues in Decentral and Dogecentral. Cool, guys. Well, if you guys want, I guess we can end it. If there's no, are there any other random questions about anything?
I got one, Griff, but I'll ping you on Telegram.
Okay. Yeah, it's always good to do these. It's really good to have the questions all in the chat because that way everyone can see the answers. And and if someone asks again in the chat, then they can reference the question above. It's really nice. So yeah, well, cool, guys. Then
So Griff, you didn't want to go into anything else about bikes or anything like that? I thought we had a few other topics. But
yeah, I went into
also
bikes.
see we're at the top of the hour.
I went into bikes really briefly, but like maybe you can say, but
Okay.
like basically fill out your bike form. If I think I'm gonna have to like create some kind of time dependency on it, because that's the only thing that gets people to fill out these forms is saying I'll up the price if you don't do it by this date, even if it's arbitrary. It kind of sucks, honestly, but that is how it is. I wouldn't do it either, so I totally understand.
Right on.
Another question about food, like is it available already in Burning Man, right?
Right on. Is Kai updating the website? Whoops.
Kai, I don't think so. I don't think he's updating the website. I mean, it'd be nice if he would, but he's not camping with us, so we'd have to really bug him to do it.
Okay, I'm just wondering because it would be really helpful to have like these forms and stuff on the website, everything in one place.
Yeah.
Because I've got people who want to do speakers or are asking about it, and
I mean,
I don't want to have.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Everything's in the welcome form, but yeah, for speakers, we just keep sending them. There's only that one form, and we keep. I feel like people are pounding them, but yeah, it was a problem because some people actually signed up. I think Matthias maybe signed up on the website, and it was linking to an old form. So.
Right on. Yeah.
Cool, guys. Well, I'm gonna roll. Maybe, hey, Mom, do you want to sign up for one of these pods? Oh, you're still muted. There's like a mute button. You have to go to the screen where the Jitsi window is, and there's like a little microphone in the bottom. Yeah, there you go. Oh no, we still can't hear you. Maybe refresh. I'm gonna walk my mom through getting a shift pod because we're here. So if you guys want to watch, that's cool. You don't have to.
Griff, I'm gonna leave, but thanks so much for setting all this up, and yeah, hopefully I'll see you at Burning Man. Could I link up with you maybe sometime later today or tomorrow about the dues and stuff?
Yeah, definitely. Let's shoot for tomorrow. You should have a lot more.
Okay, cool. I'll message you on Telegram.
Are you on West Coast?
Yeah, Vancouver.
Yeah, message me on Telegram and we'll set it up.
Cool. Thanks for everything, man.
Yeah, for sure, guys. We'll see you guys on the playa. And fill out my forms.
All right, see you.
See you guys.
Thanks, Griff. Bye.
Bye. Guys, that must be Ashley. Bye, Ashley.
Hey, Kirka, are you going to help on the car today?
Yeah, sure.
I have a buddy. I don't know if he's on here anymore, but I'm going to connect you guys on Telegram for helping hands. If that's cool.
I think we're almost done by now. We're gonna disassemble in 2 weeks from now, and I think we have enough volunteers right now. We don't have enough things that are open and to explain again to do stuff. We're too late in the game now.
Okay, then I will discourage him from going.
I mean, if he just wants to see it and stuff, but there's not much. We still have 4 or 5. Rika is telling me I'm wrong.
Well,
yeah. What about putting on the fur?
Yeah, there might be smaller stuff that opens up later once we get through the critical stuff. We just don't know, right?
Yeah. So there's a bunch of. So the problem is there's a bunch of critical things that we're trying to get done, and I think we have a good timeline for these. There's always extra, but I'm at a point where I don't want to deal with thinking through things, buying stuff, planning it out for volunteers, and do extra. I'm happy with what we got together for this year, and I'm happy to do more for next year. But I'm just burned out. It's been last 3 months, every day nonstop, and I'm beyond caring at this point. I just want to be done.
All right, sounds good.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's
next
just
year. Interested in.
Yeah, next year. Happy to start earlier next year and just make this a much longer process than. I mean, if you have somebody who knows how to weld, we still have to weld on a bunch of wheels today or tomorrow. Yeah. Well, that didn't sound good at all. I'm sorry. That was kind of it's my frustration unloading. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Hey, when is the fur coming on? I can't wait to see that baby with fur.
So the wings have already been fur is on the ears. So basically, for a lot of that stuff, we just put the fur quickly onto the ears, made sure it fit, and then we package it up immediately.
Okay.
So
cool.
We're not going to see the full car in San Francisco with everything. Strike down for the cars on the 27th. So the 7 people are gonna go together in a group to Burning Man. Have committed to taking it all apart on the 27th, so that we have one trial run of actually making sure that the thing actually comes apart and we package it all up. Right now, the biggest challenge is logistics. I think we're between 4,000 and 8,000 pounds overweight. We have too much volume and weight to actually fit it. So that's going to be interesting. That's what I'm really concerned with right now. I can give you a little bit of a rundown of what we have so far. I mean, what worked out really nicely is Bowen worked with me to make sure that the speaker system is really awesome. And we're getting close to putting the entire system together. So the couple of videos we shared, we were running a quarter of the system. So nice. We got much, much louder. Yeah. We have, in total, we have, I think, 15 kilowatts on the car in sound power. We don't run that at full power, but we're going to be loud. Today or tomorrow, we'll actually weld on the extra supporting wheels. So we have these long wings coming out from the side, and we've extended them far for the speakers. So now even the steel is pretty thick. If people dance on the speakers, I was concerned. So we've got these swivel wheels for trailers that we're going to weld on today, that when we're stationary, that we can put down so people can actually dance on the speakers.
Ah, cool.
And so that makes us 24-ish feet wide, so pretty wide. I think this weekend the sign, the Disco Doge sign, is going to get built, which is 2 by 8 feet. It's just going to be like huge EL wires. So it's basically going to sit at like 30 feet above the car, so that you can see us from far.
Nice.
The whole the whole DJ table is basically together, which is really nice. It just sits on top of the head, so the DJ actually sits on top of the car's head.
Yeah.
And the whole head lights up now. We don't have any control over the side LEDs yet. They just light up, which is interesting to debug. Like I have to sit there with an oscilloscope and figure out what's wrong.
I mentioned that I have a guy that I'm meeting with today that wants to come to Burning Man. He's a really great dev, and he said that he would be willing to map out the stuff. Did that already get done, or?
If it's local, it'll work. Otherwise, getting the setup to be able for somebody to do this. Keep in mind, we have to do this before we take down the head. So we got 2.5 more weeks to do it. I feel like if you're not local, it's going to be super hard to do it because of whatever fuck up. We basically don't have a consistent arrangement of the LED, so it has to be done in software. That's going to be hard.
Okay, so it doesn't work if he's in New York then.
Yeah, that's going to be too tough. At that point, I'm better off just sitting there myself and just quickly hacking it out. Because we would have put up like 3 webcams and make sure you can actually see each individual pixel, and then doing the mapping remotely. And it's also a freaking Windows box, which makes it even harder to do anything remotely.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I'm quite happy. Like there's a little bit of work left on the back of the car. We haven't done much there. Like the generator system that I showed a video of is like now wrenched onto the back. Like it's just sitting in the tow hitch. So I welded on like a large thing that just fits in there, and we just ratcheted it to the back of the car, and that looks pretty awesome. But the top of it still needs to be covered in fur, so that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, yeah, that's amazing, dude. I still haven't even seen what the fur looks like. I'm like really curious, but well, I'm sure it'll appear. I think I want to just walk my mom through buying a Shiftpod, and then I'm gonna end this. So I don't know if anyone wants to listen to this, but you can. I'm gonna live stream it too because it's fun.
I'll peace out. I'll
see you, Kirka.
I'm just gonna be on for the next 5 just because I missed the first 15.
Okay, why not? Hey, Mom.
Well, I can leave. Yeah. I can leave.
Go leave, dude. I think it's funny.
Okay. All right.
Hey, what's up, Madre?
Hey, darling. How are you?
Great. What do you want to sleep in?
I don't care. I'm open for anything. You know me. I'm easy.
Well, I figure that we would get you a mini, because I don't think you need like a giant space or anything.
No, and like if Jane and I can shack up together or whatever.
Who? Oh, Jane?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what if you meet some nice guy on the playa?
I'll just kick her out for a while.
I guess that's true.
So just make mine as easy as possible, darling.
Well, I like that idea of you and Jane sharing a Hexayurt. Maybe
just get us, like I can bring my own sheets and everything too, so don't worry about that.
No, we'll make things easy. Unless you really want to bring your own sheets.
It doesn't matter, honey. It doesn't matter. Whatever is easiest for you. I'm not finicky. I know you don't believe me, but I'm not.
What's your email?
Barbara, ANNE 44 at live.com.
Oh, AA. Barbara, AA, right?
Correct. Yes. Good.
Okay, so buy it. No, I assume you don't want to buy one of these, right?
No, probably not.
Just
take it out of my stuff. Take it out of my Bitcoin money.
No. Oh, okay. Okay, Mom, whatever you say.
Yeah. I'll take it out of your inheritance to there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you shared. So maybe we'll do 2 twins.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, or 3. I don't care. I mean, we can be with whoever. It doesn't matter to me. I'm easy.
No, I think if she's down, like getting you to share with Jane would be really fun. Where's
She's
that mom's? There's a mom's Telegram group. Maybe she'll answer.
Oh, really? Oh, that's darling. She's on there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, how cute is that? Does she know what you're talking about when you say Shiftpod?
I think so.
Yeah. I don't see your face. I want to see your face.
Oh, my face. That's right. I'm sorry. I'm sharing screen.
Oh, there he is. Oh, there's my boy.
Yeah. Well, the beard's coming in nice and strong. Got to get it ready for Santa.
Yeah. So cute.
Let's see. So yeah, then I don't think you probably don't need a small couch or anything.
No.
And we will set this up.
You will probably, I mean, like, I'm a night sleeper, not a day sleeper, so whatever.
Yeah, we'll see what happens at Burning Man.
I know. I'll take some melatonin, sleep during the day or something.
Yeah, I think that'll be fun. I hope she wants to. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, I think it'd be good for both of us. So Lorelai getting excited?
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's so busy with work stuff.
Oh, you're doing a beautiful job.
What?
You're doing a beautiful job.
Oh, thanks.
Are you at Ron's?
What?
You at Ron's?
Ron's?
Yeah.
No, I'm in New York.
Oh, you're in New York. What are you doing in New York?
I don't know, honestly. I wish I
By
did.
yourself?
I really just needed a place to. I was just on my way to Barcelona, and I figured I'd stop by.
Oh, you're going back?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. You're with Kirsch?
No, Kirch is in Spokane.
Still? Really? Wow.
Yeah, I know. That's what I say. Come on, Kirch.
Maybe there's a little more to it than you know about, darling.
Yeah, I hope so.
Super cute.
I'm just adding some stuff to this sheet.
Is it hot there? Hot and humid?
Yeah, it is. It's really muggy, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
It's I have a Airbnb with a AC though, so I'm
Oh, nice. Nice.
okay. I'm gonna end the live stream.
Okay.
Reset it.